والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق وأعز المرسلين سيدنا وحبيب قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا محمد. وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. Respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَلَمَّا تَجَلَّى رَبُّهُ لِلْجَبَلِ جَعَلَهُ دَكًّا وَخَرَّ مُوسَى صَعِقًا. صدق الله العلي العظيم. Our discussion tonight is about a very important issue in the Hawzaya al-Mi in the University of Qom, as well as Najaf. What's the issue of tajalli in Islam? And how come Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reflected His light, His adjectives, towards a mountain? Then the mountain just fall into pieces from the beauty and from the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And even the Prophet of Allah, Musa alayhi salam, he fainted. He couldn't take the great beauty and greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. From this point, I would like to talk about two aspects, especially the heroes of Karbala. The one is Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salam. Second is Lady Zainab salawatullahi wa salamu alayha. If you want to look about, and this is Agha Hassan Zada Amili in his book Jamalul Mar'ati wa Jalaluha, يعني زیبای خانمها و عظمت خانمها. آقای حسن زاده عاملی فرمود زینب علیه السلام از بهترین درجه زیباترین حالات مردم و خانم از این جهان. Zainab alayhi salam reached a very high status of reflecting the beauty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah Hassan Zada in his book, and it's a very great book by the way. And to be honest to tell you today's topic, I get the topic from the sister side. When I was discussing and debating with one of the sisters, she said, what about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Us in Afghanistan, we have oppression, and especially ladies was under ages of oppression. Where were Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? When one of the sisters in the center asked me this question, I tell you this honestly, last night I shed tears while going back home. This question opened a very great gap of memories. Our sisters in Afghanistan suffered the oppression of Taliban, suffered the injustice of the crooked Umayyad way of Islam. They didn't give the ladies any chance. We used to follow the news and cry for years and years. What happened to our sisters? What happened to our beloved, respected sisters in Afghanistan? And how our sisters became Zainab. This is why that question actually just had its effect and reflection in my heart. This is why today I decided to change my topic. And I wanted to talk about this issue. Jamalul Mar'ati wa Jalaluha. And how come the adjectives of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala between azamat and ziba was reflected upon Karbala. I love this saying. They said qudrat or azamat or jalal in Arabic was reflected in the hands of Abu al-Fazl. And Jamal, ziba, beauty, was reflected upon Zainab alayhi salam. Where I am coming from, we have a very strong saying in Kufa. When Lady Zainab entered a place where Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad had the head of the beloved one Abu Abdullah. They said he had a golden plate. In that plate he had the head of Abu Abdullah, the head of Abu al-Faz, the head of Abdullah al-Radi', the head of Ali al-Akbar, the head of Qasim. And he said, where is Zainab and her sisters? Let them enter. This man thought that he achieved victory. This man believed that I am victorious upon Al-Muhammad. And I just killed the best ones. There is a hadith from the books of At-Tabari. They said Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad were going over the heads. I'm very sorry to tell you that, but we have to say it. Similar to this, actions happened in Afghanistan. I can tell. Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad went first and he picked one of the heads, and Zainab was looking. Zainab al-Abidin was looking. The children was looking. And he said he put his hand in that neck where the bruises is. And he took the head in his hand and he said, what a beautiful face is this. This is very hard on the heart of a sister like Zainab, a mother like Zainab, a lady like Zainab. He said, isn't this the one that they say he looked like Muhammad? One of the children said, yes, this is my brother Ali ibn al-Hussein, Ali al-Akbar. He said, oh, I heard that he was beautiful, but I didn't believe till I saw the head. They put the head on that plate. He came to another head, said, and this young man, the lady just said, what head is this? His mother just couldn't take it. Her tears came out. They said, this is Al-Qasim. He looked like his father. They said, Al-Hasan ibn Ali. Yes, he looked like he had that great look-alike. He put it back. This narration, brothers and sisters, wallah, very heavy. I want to just not let myself cry till I continue this. It's very heavy. He took then a head which is broken into two pieces. They said Zainab, she moved backwards. Imam Zain al-Abidin held her. He said, isn't that the line of God, Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas? Do you know that? They couldn't put the arrow in the head of Abu al-Fadl because it was broken into two pieces. And no eyes. You know why no eyes? Because when Amir al-Mu'mineen was in his last night, he called Zainab to come. He called the ladies and he said, who wanna take care of Zainab? She said, Abba ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, Hassan is my beloved Imam. He's not going to take care of me, carry my stuff, do my things. And Hussein is the most beautiful, sweetest person I know. He's my heart. I'm not going to be comfortable for him to carry me, carry my stuff, let me go into the tent, let me go some places. And she turned on the room. Imam Ali said, Abu Muhammad, my son Hassan, where is your brother Abu al-Fadl? Imam Hassan looked at them. Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen. They said, Imam Hassan opened the door, went outside, and he could see his brother Abu al-Fadl sitting on the ground, on the floor, his head between his knees and crying. He said, أخي أبا الفضل برادر ما أبا الفضل شما خارج اتاق. أبا الفضل فرمود شما گفت فقط به سر فاطمه داخل اتاق، من به سر فاطمه نیست. You said just only the sons of Fatima, the daughters of Fatima stay in the room, children of Fatima. And I am the child of al-Bani. I went outside خارج اتاق. Then he heard Amir al-Mu'mineen say, Abu al-Fazl, بیا چشمه ما، شما چشمه من در فاطمه، بیا عزیزم، بیا. Abu al-Fazl entered the room. Come here, ya Abu al-Fadl. You are the light of eyes of Fatima. Abu al-Fadl entered. He said, you know why? He said, why? He said, because day of judgment, the first thing Fatima's gonna do, she's gonna have a plate, a day of judgment. She's gonna reveal that cloth over that plate and remove two hands. And she's gonna shout, who is those hands for? Oh Allah, call the persons that kept those hands, because those hands are the hands of Allah. It's from Allah. It was kept for Allah. And Allah accepted those hands. Then your mother, al-Bani, she's going to be crying and holding something under her abba. And she's going to bring it up on the day of judgment. It's going to light the whole mahshar. She's going to say, whose head is this, Ya Allah? Allah will answer, this is the head of my beloved one, Hussein. Then he said, Fatima will shout on day of judgment, Wa walada, Wa abbasa, وبسر من أبا الفاز. He said, then the whole creation will cry at that day of judgment, for the head of Imam Hussein. Then Amir al-Mu'mineen said, Ya Abu al-Fadl, open those beautiful hands. Abu al-Fadl opened the hands. First, our Imam Ali, he approached, he said, bring your hands closer to me. Imam Ali kissed the hands of Abu al-Fadl. Abu al-Fadl was shy. Ali ibn Abi Talib kissing my hands. He said, don't worry, Besar. Don't worry. Those hands is accepted by Allah for Allah and sacrificed for Hussein. And Allah will love whom loves Hussein. Ya Abu al-Fadl, I want a favor from you. He said, yes, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen. Order me. He said, look at Zainab. She is تجلی زیبای خدایی. Zainab was very beautiful in her morals, in her look, in her steps. She used to be the look-like of Fatima, and Fatima, Rasulullah said, if Ziba would be a person, she would be Fatima. And she is more beautiful than the beauty. By her worship, by her akhlaq, morals, by her acts, and by her look. Hey, Abul Fazl, you are kafil Zainab. You take care of the stuff that Zainab wants. Be always with her. Listen what Abul Fazl answered. He said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, just say, may Allah accept Amin ala du'a'i. Imagine what Abul Fazl is going to ask Allah. That wallah, those hadith is very heavy on the chest. He said, what do you want to say, oh son? Abul Fazl said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, bi Khuda qasam. بفاطمه زهرا قسم بحسين قسم أي أمير المؤمن بقول آمين شما إمام گفتم يا أبا الفضل بقول أبا الفضل rose his hand and said إلهي تعمى عيناي ولا أرى زينب سبيا أي خدا I might lose my sight and not see Zainab captive. Ay Amir al-Mu'mineen, ay Allah, I want my eye to be pulled, not to see Zainab in the hands of the enemy. This is why when Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad carried the head of Abul Fazl, he didn't have eyes. His head was into two pieces. Zainab looked at Zayn al-Abidin. Is this my beloved Abul imagine your beloved brother. Abul Fadl is not just a brother for Zainab. Once Zainab came to Amir al-Mu'mineen, said, Abba, ya Amir al-Mu'mineen. This child, I love him a lot. I feel like I'm his mother. Amir al-Mu'mineen cried, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, why you cry? He said, oh Zainab, you're gonna lose him. You're gonna feel as a mother lost her son, as a sister lost her brother, as a lady that lost everything. Ya Zainab, when Abul Fadl died, you're gonna shout, وضيعتنا بعدك يا أبا الفضل. Yes, Abul Fadl kafir Zainab. And then he said, Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad came to the head of Abu Abdullah. Are you ready? Huh? Are you ready to see that action, that thing? Are you ready to get that vision? Yes. Then Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad took a step. Wallah heavy on my heart. But I'm gonna say it. He said, I don't hear the tears. I don't hear the ladies that lost their beloved ones. Where is the tears? They said, no. Zainab said, don't cry. This man wants to feel that he achieved victory. Don't cry. Then he took the stick. He said, oh Zainab, look. He started hitting Abu Abdullah on his lips. Zainab just said, Then he went again, started poking the head of Abu Abdullah with his stick. Imagine what the heart of Zainab, what's happening inside Zainab? Isn't she having that pain and agony? Yes, she has. But she was patient. She had that patience. She is the mountain of patience. Then she looked at him. Then he said, where is Zainab? Push her in front of me. Zainab had the ropes in her hands. They push her in front of Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. Ibn Ziyad asked Zainab. He said, Zainab, how do you feel your Lord said to you? Look at you and the head of your brothers here.
Look at the head of Abu al-Fadl Ali al-Akbar al-Qasim al-Hussein. I can poke it with my stick. What do you feel? Where is your God to protect you? What Zainab said? She said, Ma ra'aytu illa jamila. I didn't see except beauty. Allah is beautiful and I can see the beautiful scenery here. Because I feel the beautiful patience in the way of Allah. در راه حق، در راه خدا صبر خیلی زیبا. در راه اهل البیت، در راه حسین این صبر خیلی زیبا. She said, I didn't see except قشنگ زیبا. This is why Allama Obied asked, he said, what did she say? Why did she say, Ma ra'aytu illa jamila? I didn't see except beauty. Why, ya Zainab? How come? They said even Ibn Ziyad was in a shock. Why she said so? Why she didn't cry? Why she didn't mourn? Then she said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose Hussein to be the master of martyrs. And I told Allah, oh Allah, accept whatever we had as a sacrifice. Allahumma taqabbal minna al-qurban. Zainab was great. They said Zainab reflected the beauty of Allah. Because Zainab was the beauty of Allah when she stood up in front of all those people. You know how much Zainab has strength in her heart. How much Zainab had that feeling of love of Allah to say, oh Allah, accept my sacrifice. How is Zainab feeling? Bint Shafiq said that she was like her father, Amir al-Mu'mineen. Why Imam Ali is called Imam al-Muttaqeen? Muttaqeen from Yaqeen. Ahl Yaqeenas. Yaqeen is what? 1,000%. If there is 1,000%. Imam Ali said, if Allah revealed all the barriers from my eyes and heart, and I can look towards Him, it's not going to move me one step further from my belief, because I have that strong belief of Allah. I can feel Allah. And Zainab had that strength when Allah examined her. When Allah showed us how is Zainab standing in front of the unjust ruler. Start standing in front of Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. Allama Tabari said, if you look at Zainab, Zainab had to fight 3 battles. Imam Hussein just fought 1 battle, Abu Fadl fought 1 battle. But Zainab had 3 battles. One in Karbala. And it was the biggest battle. And Zainab was victorious. Not to fall. Always people had in mind that ladies are full of emotions. They don't have brains. Zainab changed that. No, ladies have brains and emotions, and their emotions is directed towards Allah. So Zainab become Waliullah. She become the greatest Wali. She become the representative of Hussein. She become the representative and the voice of our beloved Imam Abu Abdullah. And they said the voice of Zainab became the voice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is why we have to know that Zainab wanted to change all the oppression. All what we have as a feelings toward ladies. She is the lady of a time. She is the hero of Karbala. Her name is Hero of Karbala, Batalat Karbala. This is why we have to teach our children, male and female, who is Zainab? What did Zainab accomplish? How Zainab was strong. I was researching for 10 years. Just the word Zainab is the hero of Karbala. I want to feel and think and understand how she became the hero. And here you can feel the irony. Here you can feel the strength. Here you can feel the voice of Rasulullah. They said even she was saying the words of Muhammad. Even she was saying the words of Ali. So if you say Husaynun minni wa ana min Husayn, Zainab had the greatest honor. This is why our Islam respect ladies. Not like the others. Our Islam gave the ladies the higher status. The mother of all Imams. Fatimah Zahra, Salamullahi alayha. You have to know that. It's not like, and I'll tell you this, at the days of
the life of Amir al-Mu'mineen. Zainab used to be a sacred person. Nobody could have even look at her face. She was surrounded by Abul Faz, Hassan, Hussein, Muhammad, and Imam Ali. Whenever Zainab passes, Imam Ali used to say, turn off the lights. Ladies once came to Imam Ali and said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, this Eid, this feast, just we want a big gift. He said, what? Give us a chance to see Zainab and meet her. He said, I am afraid one of the ladies might see the beauty of Zainab, the greatness of Zainab, and she goes and tell one of her brothers or husband or some of the male family. I am afraid you're gonna say that because Zainab reached a level where she reflects the beauty of Allah. This is your Imam saying. This is why, sisters, if you want beauty, it's not just cream on the face. If you want beauty, it's not lipstick. If you want beauty, it's not to have night cream and day cream. Or you want to show the hair without the hijab. This is not Zainab. If you want to become beautiful, you have to see Allah beautiful. There is a saying that if you know that Allah is the source of beauty, and yes, we said Sifatul Jamali wal Jalal of God, the adjectives of beauty and greatness. Sifatu ziba, tarin sifat as Khuda asliyat ziba. This is the beauty of Allah. I'm not saying that you have to look bad, no. Yeah, you can wear beautiful clothes. You can put a beautiful hijab. You can use all those things to your beloved husband or in front of your family that is halal, but don't go out like the enemies of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Ayatollah Bahjat, they asked him, he said, Agha Bahjat, is it really that Qanfuz when he came to the house of Fatima Zahra at that night when they burned the house of Fatima, is it really Qanfuz slapped Fatima on her face? Is it reasonable? Can we depend on that hadith that Qanfuz, one of the slaves that they brought up to the house of Fatima at that day when they break in, there is a thing in history that he maybe slapped Fatima on the face. So they sent a question answer. They said, Allah Bahjat, is it right that this soldier slapped Fatima Zahra on the face? Allah Bahjat cried on the member. And he said, since day one Fatima is born till today, and she has been slapped by the ladies that put makeup and go out in the streets without the hijab. You know, it's not Qanfuz that slapped Fatima. It's every Muslim lady that go out from her house, putting that strong perfume, having full makeup. She is slapping Fatima. Day of judgment, they're gonna bring her and tell her, why did you slap Fatima Zahra sallallahu alayhi wa? Sisters, we respect you. Allah wants you to have the beauty of akhlaq first. You know what's akhlaq? It's the internal image of a soul. One poet in Arabic said, لَيْسَ الْجَمَالُ بِأَثْوَابٍ تُزَيِّنُهُ إِنَّ الْجَمَالُ جَمَالُ الْعِلْمِ وَالْأَدَبِ. If you have the most extreme beautiful lady in this world, and you marry her, and I'm addressing the youth, right? But she doesn't have even a word of knowledge. She doesn't have even akhlaq, always screaming, bad words, bad things. Is this beautiful? And this dunya, brothers and sisters, is like that.
you get used to everything. You aim of a beautiful house. This is خیلی خشنی این زیبا خانه خیلی خشنی rich, huh? Rich people sit in beautiful houses of gold, plated gold in some of the Gulf states, right? Big swimming pools, full of servants. But Billah, I ask you, what's the difference between this rich man and the poor person that stays in one room and he's happy? Let's say that this house is yours. How many days does it take you to get used to it? And then he said, I thought it's going to be different, but I'm sleeping on the same bed. What's the difference? I want to talk to my youth. Lots of youth tell me, Sheikhuna, Lamborghini is a great car. You know, Brother Ammar Naqshawani had a Lamborghini in England. He said, when I bought the Lamborghini first, it was like a luxury car. But when I drove the Lamborghini, the first day, it's like I was taking care of the leather, taking care of the car. This is a Lamborghini. Second day, I slammed the door. Third day, I was driving, Lamborghini. After a month, I was backing up and I hit the trash can. You know what's trash can? Trash bin. Again, it was all dirty once he was going in some of the places. And some of his brothers said, Sayyid Ammar, it's dirty. He said, well, I get used to it. It's a Lamborghini. Baba, you work for it. He said, look at this dunya. أمير المؤمنين فرمود اتق الدنيا فعيشها قصير وأملها حقير. Whatever you want from dunya is low. Whatever, how much you're going to live, this is what Amir al-Mu'min said. How much you're going to live? It's just 1 hour. إنك ميت وأنه ميت. Whatever you want to do in this dunya. I want to just elaborate on this and go back to my topic. This is why, brothers, be careful. Don't throw food. Especially in Ramadan, not in Muharram. In Ramadan, in Muharram, no. Niyazi Imam Hussein, no. Why in Muharram, haram and Mahir Ramzan, you throw it in the garbage? Why? Billah alaykum, isn't that bad? This food, people in some countries, they don't have it. In Africa, they don't have it. In Yemen, they don't have it. In Afghanistan, some families doesn't have it. And some problem in the communities, they come cry for Abu Abdullah and Hussein. And at the end, they end up not supporting others. Or not looking to your brother or your neighbor. Akhi, Imam Hussein said, وَإِنِّي زَاحِفٌ بِهَذِهِ الْأُسْرَةِ Your family. Imam Hussein cried for his brother, for his sister, for his son, for his nephews. Even his grandfather, he called him and he cried. Why? To make it secret. Don't come here and you have disputes and fights in the community. Unite about Hussein. This is why don't look for those luxurious things. It's going to come, don't worry. If you work for it, you're going to get it. What's the most precious thing in this life you want? Tell me, what's your aims? When you get it, you get used to it. This is why, brothers and sisters, I want to ask you, Billah alayk, if we are now in 10th of Muharram, in Karbala, year 61 of Al-Hijrah, which side are we going to take? Did you ask yourself that? Imagine we're not now in Australia, we're in Karbala. And they told us Imam Hussein has his tent and Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad has his tent. Which side are you going to take? Let me just give you the objectives of this party and this party. This party wanted gold. Shimon, when he reached Sham, he said, here, fill it with gold. Fill it with gold. I killed the best, beautiful master, that he had the best father and mother in this world.
So fill it with gold for me. I want gold because I want to buy a great house, great horse. It's money that killed Abu Abdullah. حب الدنيا. But those poor people that was looking for that love of life, they end with nothing. You know what Yazid told them? Then everybody in the majlis of Yazid said, Yazid, you killed Hussein? The ambassadors, they said, did you kill the son of your prophet? Yazid was looking at them. He said, what should I do? So when Shimr came to get his money back, his gold, because they said every head is worth of a bucket of gold. This is why me personally, I don't like gold. When I'm walking in the market and I see a place that sells gold, I don't like it. They said, why Maulana, you turn your face? I said, because of this, I'm sorry to point, because of this gold, the head of my imam is on top of a stake. Love of gold killed Abu Abdullah. They killed him for gold. This dunya is very short. This dunya is very bad. It's like a snake. When you touch it, it's very beautiful. Whoa. You see the leather of a snake, how it is? But try to go closer to the snake. Suddenly she's going to bite you. This dunya the same. Let's go to the tent of Abu Abdullah. What do we have? We have Abu Fadl and Zainab. I don't want to talk about our Imam Hussein. I want to talk about Abu Fadl and Zainab. One is the reflection of Qudrat Khuda. Strong man. When he went out first, he said, أنا العباس أعرف عند الزمجرة. I am Abbas. Whenever I shout like a lion, you know that I am the son of that lion, Ali ibn Abi Talib. And whenever I meet the enemy, I leave them on the floor dead. So I go back to my brother Hussein and he said, I reach victory. This is Abbas, Qudrat Khuda. This is Abbas, Azamat. What if we're going to talk about Abbas with the Muslims? Wallah, when I entered the shrine of Abu Fadl, I started crying from the beginning. I said, oh Abu Fadl, how great you were. And you want to look at Zainab? She was the beautiful. How come she said, Ma ra'aytu illa jamila? Because Zainab was beautiful. Zainab was great. 3 battles. First one, in Karbala. And it was a very strong battle. But Zainab had that strong strategy. What strategy Zainab had? Patience and faith of Allah. This is why, brothers and sisters, it's not enough to take just the Quran. Don't come and tell me we just refer to the whole Quran and that's it. No, the Quran is the book of Allah. It's the constitution of Islam. It's where Allah grants us happiness. But we don't understand it. We need Ahlul Bayt to explain it to us. And the Quran, the word Quran is recitation. Where you are blessed by courses of Quran, but it's not only recitation. This is one phase of reflection of the Quran. It's called the book. But there is another thing. It's called al-dhikr, where your heart sees the real images of the Holy Quran. Second. Third, if you want to see, and this is what Lady Fatima said, if you want to see the Quran move onto 2 legs and walk on this life and go and fight for Islam, look at Ali ibn Abi Talib. This is why Rasulullah, and this hadith was narrated by Sunnis and Shias, all Muslimin. And I can give you the hadith. Rasulullah, the last 12, what did he say? إني تاركم ما إن تمسكتم بهما. If you are just taking the Quran, you are going against the will of Rasulullah. إني تاركم ما إن تمسكتم وعترتي أهل بيتي لن يفترقا حتى يرد علي الحوض. What's the translation? I am leaving between you two Khalifs, the Quran and my household, وأهل بيتي. They are together combined. You cannot take the one and leave the other. It's not accepted to take Ahlul Bayt and leave the Quran. It's haram. You become kafir. You become what? If you say, I don't want the Quran, just I want Ahlul Bayt, you become like those people that astaghfirullah are mughaleen. They speak about Ahlul Bayt if they are gods, and this is haram. Because the Quran said, La ilaha illallah. Right? And you cannot take the Holy Quran and leave Ahlul Bayt, because you're going to become like the other party. When Rasulullah wanted to write that will, the second Khalif entered. And this is in Sahih al-Bukhari, chapter 245. قول المريض قوموا عني, it's called. He said, a day of the Thursday, when Rasulullah was very sick, he said, give me a paper and a pen to write a book, a declaration that is going to unite the ummah and you're never going to go in the bad darkness. So the second Khalif said, leave him. He is sick. And some narration said, leave him. He's not saying that from the fever, he's just saying nonsense. They said, Ibn Abbas said, Rasulullah get angry and shouted, get out, all of you. And Rasulullah cried till his tears reached the stones. Why, Ya Rasulullah, you cried? He said, because the ummah is going to divide and fight. And the second Khalif told him, Hasbuna kitabullah. Just we take the Quran, we don't need you, Ahlul Bayt. We don't like Ali. Because Ali with his sword, he just fixed the Islamic way. And we don't like Ali. They hated Amir al-Mu'mineen. This is why they told Hussein, we knew that Ali is your father. And we knew Muhammad is your grandfather. And we knew that Fatima is your mother. But we hate Ali ibn Abi Talib. This is why we want to revenge and kill you. This is why, brothers, don't kill Ali ibn Abi Talib in your houses. Don't kill Hussein. Don't come and try for Hussein and leave the Quran and Ahlul Bayt. They are together combined. They're never going to be separated unless it's Day of Judgment in front of Rasulullah. And there is many hadith. You know that Rasulullah has ajr. Rasulullah, they came to him, they said, Ya Rasulullah, you gave us this beautiful state. Yes, he was the head of the state. Ya Rasulullah, you gave us this beautiful Islam. You gave us our dignity. You rose up to rise for women's rights. Imagine this. وَإِذَا الْمَوْءُودَةُ سُئِلَتْ بِأَيِّ ذَنبٍ قُتِلَتْ. Arabic man, nomad man. The illiterate ignorance. They used to take the baby, newborn female baby, bury her alive, and pour everything and kill her. And it was the tradition. The second Khalif, he took his daughter, she was 7 years old, and he buried her alive. While he was burying her, she was cleaning his beard. This is what Tariq al-Tabari and Sahih al-Bukhari said. And he was, every time some dust goes in his beard, in his hand, she used to take her beautiful small hands and clean his beard till he killed her. Islam came to say, وَإِذَا الْمَوْءُودَةُ سُئِلَتْ بِأَيِّ ذَنبٍ قُتِلَتْ. Why did you kill this innocent daughter? Islam rose up to human rights. Way before human rights, we had human rights. And Alhamdulillah, we taught this. All those people, the word human rights. This is when I had jalasa with the Human Rights Commission, I used to tell them that. Imagine this. Rasulullah stood up for two things. You know why Arabia, Mecca wanted to kill Rasulullah? They had even a warrant to kill Muhammad.
They put it on the Kaaba. If you see Muhammad, kill him. Cold-blooded. They start contacting all the countries, all the places. If you see Muhammad, kill him. They said, why? They said for two things. Muhammad make our low-life daughters equal to us. What else? He said, they make our slaves equal to us. We are the masters. This is why they hated Rasulullah. And he made them think not to worship idols of stone. This is why his real inheritance, Amir al-Mu'mineen. And this was in my commission. I put it there as a slogan. What is it? When Malik al-Ashtar went to a Christian country like Egypt, it was a Copt, a Christian. Imam Ali gave him the command. He said, Ya Malik, never ever take their money even if they are not from your religion. Oh Malik, treat those people in two kinds. Either your brother in religion or your lookalike in humanity. I told him, this is my doctrine of human rights. All of you are my brothers and sisters in humanity. Christian, non-Muslim, you are my brother in religion if you have the book. This is what Ali ibn Abi Talib teach me and you. In year 2002, Kofi Annan, and this is the final thing, I'm going to go to the musibah. I don't want to take long from your valuable, precious time. But wallah, it's too much issues compiled in one night. In 2002, Arabic kings and rulers and governors sent to Kofi Annan. They said, oh, 2000. They said, oh, Kofi Annan, and I had that from the United Nations. Oh, Kofi Annan, we feel that there is Arab Spring. We feel that we're going to lose our position as rulers. How can we fix it? We pay you millions of dollars just to give us a research. He sent a committee of 37 clever, smart ladies and men to research from history. And they came in 2002 to say, in the book called United Nations Development Program for the Middle East, it was 230 pages. In page 107, they said, we wonder why Arabs didn't take the most just ruler on earth to be a role model. You have a person called Ali ibn Abi Talib. When we researched, we found out that you have the most just ruler on earth. And he graduated from the school of Muhammad. And they told him, you have 18 golden rules from Ali. Imam Ali said, I wonder for a person to call himself Imam for the Ummah, and he didn't purify his soul. Kofi Annan, when he reached that and he was reading, he cried. And he went to Qom, and he had those words. I tell all Muslims, and specifically the followers of Ahlul Bayt, that I feel, and I was researching, I knew that Ali ibn Abi Talib is the just ruler on earth. This is why, brothers, Al-Quran wa Ahlul Bayt. Finally, in your prayer, when you pray, because some people doesn't believe. Even followers of the school of thought of Ahlul Bayt, they come to us and say, I have the Quran, that's it, enough. Right? We have that. I'm going to give you that strong proof that I had. And I tell you this, when I was young, I was studying in Saudi Arabia, 18 years. And I studied in the Wahhabi school of thought. This is why I know all the hadiths from Bukhari, Muslim, so on and so on. And I was Qari al-Quran, Hafid al-Quran, all this. But the image they showed for Rasulullah is nomad. Shepherd that used to have sheep. And then I had 4 years of research till I get to this point that we have Muhammad, the master of the universe.
Ali is the successor of Muhammad. Fatima. And all men, they put their hand down when Fatima is mentioned. Hassan and Hussein. Alhamdulillah. We're in the school of thought of Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam. This is why, brothers and sisters, stick to Ahlul Bayt and the Quran. And this is why what Zainab and Abu al-Fadl reflected is the beauty of Allah. She had that strong faith, and she teach me and you, if you want to become a beautiful lady, you needed that boundary with Ahlul Bayt and Allah. Strongly. And you have to take Zainab as a role model in the agonies. The last thing that happened to Zainab, when they bring Zainab to Shamul Mashum, she said, we had the head of my brother Hussein on top of the stick. A man came and hit Imam Hussein with a stone. Zainab started crying, Ya Aba Abdullah. Then they said, it's time to enter, the ruler is waiting. Yazid was sitting on his chair, happy that he revenged wherever his ancestors were fighting Muhammad and died enemies of Muhammad, Dushmanan Rasulullah. When she entered, she didn't even cry. She didn't even say a word. Yazid took his stick and started hitting Abu Abdullah many times. Zainab just didn't talk. She was patient. Then Yazid said, where is Zainab? They said, here, and then the soldiers pushed Zainab in front of Yazid. He said, Zainab, why aren't you talking? This is the third battle Zainab fought. One in Kufa, one in front of Ubaidullah ibn Ziyad, and one in front of Yazid. Zainab said, إني وإن جرت علي الدواهي مخاطبتك. She said, a lady like me does not talk to a man like you, O Yazid. O Yazid, circumstances make me stand in front of and low life, nobody like you, O Yazid. He heard a very strong voice, right? This is the strength, this is Jalal of Zainab. عظمة زينب. إني وإن جرت علي الدواهي مخاطبتك. إني لا أستصغر قدرك وأستعظم توبيخك. I'm not going to tell you anything. Even nothing good, nothing bad. Kid كيدك, whatever powers you have, just put it. واسع سعيك, whatever you want to do, just do. فوالله, by Allah, I swear, you didn't cut the head of Abu Abdullah. You just cut your own flesh and blood. Sitting like that, and putting your stick on the face of Abu Abdullah? Well, what you're going to say when you meet his grandfather and he's going to be day of judgment asking you, what did you do? You, may Allah just stop your hand from moving, and you'll never ever eat with that hand or drink. Oh Yazid, you think that you make it very small, this dunya for us? And this is the beautiful message Zainab, I love always. This is the beauty of Zainab. She said, Oh Yazid, بخدا قسم لن تمحو ذكرنا. You're never ever gonna stop in front of our dhikr, of our words, of our belief, of our Quran, of our Hussein. You think you killed Imam Ali and Hussein and the Quran? Well, they're going to be alive. Oh, Yazid people. And all times they're going to mention us, and you're going to be nothing. This is the proof that Allah exists. Isn't Karbala one of the big proofs? Isn't Karbala one of the strongest proofs that Allah exists? Because Allah vowed to continue Karbala on all earth. كل أرض كربلاء كل يوم عاشوراء. In Australia we are mentioning the name of Zainab. In Lebanon, this year all over the world, 24 hours, they had majalis all over the earth. And I can mention statistics.
Even in the North Pole, 19 persons, engineers from Afghanistan, from Iran, from Lebanon, they went there, they had majlis, they sent me a video. 19 people called, sitting in snow, reciting Rosette for Abu Abdullah. South Pole, there's people. Australia, New Zealand, Canada, America, England, Europe, Asia. You think this is by coincidence? No. It's because Allah exists. And He told Zainab, you're going to see this message. It's going to change all the people to become lovers of Allah. And you're going to see. So I would like to address this to the sister that asked me, what's the proof that Allah exists? Karbala, Ashura, Ihya'ul Majalis, having those majalis is one of the strongest signs. And Zainab, salamullah alayha, hujjatan alayna. Assalamu alayka ya Sayyidi wa ya Mawlay. يا أبا عبد الله عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر العهد مني لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. السلام على العقيلة زينب بطلة كربلاء. السلام على أبي الفضل العباس قطيع الكفين. السلام على 9 المعصومين من ذرية الحسين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.